show about sports by people who love sports. Welcome to Sports Isolated. Here's your host, Callum. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Sports Isolated. Today on the show, we've got Ali Faraj, who is the head of community at the GWS Giants. Ali, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Good, Callum. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, obviously I'm really interested in the work that all the AFL clubs do in the community. I think having been involved with an AFL club before, obviously, interacting with our community is really, really important, and obviously a great way to generate support for our clubs. And obviously we're delivering really good life messages no matter what AFL club you support. So Ali, do you mind telling us a little bit about your career pathway and how you ended up getting your position at the Giants?
Yeah, I started with the AFL in 2009. I was a multicultural development officer, teaching young kids and families about the sport, what AFL was, and then sat on the campaign for Team GWS. Was fortunate enough to work with Kevin Sheedy and had the opportunity to, promote the game and at the same time educate people on what AFL was. Coming into New South Wales, AFL wasn't the predominant sport, and it was a bit of a challenge, but I guess we took that challenge head on, wanting to establish a team in Western Sydney. So it was fascinating to see so many different people from different cultures and backgrounds embrace the sport, give the sport a go, and participate, which was most important for us. And hopefully in the future, we get to see some of that generation that we engaged with in 2009 and 10 and 11, put a Giants jumper on and play for the Giants. If not played, then like myself, work for the Giants in administration, coaching, fitness, accounting, commercial, fan membership, whatever it is. Sport is, and I believe, and a lot of people believe, sport's a great vehicle to, enhancing social cohesion and harmony, and provides, education and employment opportunities for everyone that comes in contact with it.
Yeah, you obviously mentioned that New South Wales is predominantly not a football state. Obviously, rugby is very popular in New South Wales and Queensland, and we're obviously going to talk a little bit about that in some of the challenges that you faced since you've been at the Giants. But Ali, can you please tell us about the different programs that the Giants run in the community? I know there's 4 key areas of focus in health, harmony, education and employment.
Yeah, there are 4 pillars. We base our programs around them pillars. One of our, core programs is around literacy and science, STEM. At the same time, health and harmony, important for us. We support national programs here in New South Wales as well, such as the Bashahuli Cup and Talent Program. At the same time, from a STEM perspective, we do science with Giants. Leadership isn't rocket science, educating young kids in year 5 and 6 and 7, year 8 around what, science, how science is related to sport and industry. And then we do, with Sydney Story Factory, we run a program called Giants News, where we educate kids in year 5 and 6 from underprivileged communities, kids who are struggling with literacy. We educate them around writing. We do that over 8 weeks. We were running a Girls Goals program, motivating young girls to take careers in property and construction. We ran a program called Giant Steps in Health, where we actually mentored adults for 10 weeks, and we put them on a health program, trying to lose some weight and take control of obesity, high blood pressure, cholesterol, weight. We had 1,500 kilos lost, over 100 participants, over 3 programs, which was fantastic for us. It's not just about losing the weight, it's about educating people about how to control weight. I came into the program about 153, lost about 25 kilos. A colleague of mine, Craig Abercrombie, lost close to 35 kilos in 10 weeks. But I hold them tools and that education with me for life. So I cherish that. At the same time, we run a couple of community programs in schools for, disadvantaged youth, where we support programs. We do a program called Stand Tall, where we talk to young kids about motivation, staying in school, being positive, looking at the brighter side of life. And the fantastic thing about it is we've got such a great understanding from not only admin staff but from football and football players to say that we're all committed to providing community with an opportunity to hear from us, to learn from us, and for us to learn from them. That's the most important thing. We've been working since 2009 on an aspect called trust, where we want to be for the community, a part of the community, and not just asking people to come and watch us and put bums on seats, but rather embrace the community and who we are as the Giants, because we are a family club, and we want to be known as a family club, and we accept anyone from anywhere.
Yeah, obviously it's really fantastic to hear, I suppose, compare and contrast the different community programs that AFL clubs run. Obviously, there seems to be some similarities between the Giants and Port Adelaide. The one program that I was obviously really interested in was helping, I suppose, adults and with fitness. When I got to do my placement at Arsenal in the UK, there was a program over there called Men's Pro, which was about obviously educating older men about obviously health and exercise, nutrition, and obviously incorporated a practical fitness session into that as well. So it seems like the Giants are obviously doing some great things in the community, and truly commend you for that. Obviously, the Giants are the newest AFL club, and obviously interacting with the community is obviously a great way to generate support for the club.
We're very fortunate. We've got fantastic people in Western Sydney who want to support what we do and want to be a part of it. We had, and a big shout out goes to Ray Kelly, who was the founder of the program, who was our expert, who led the participants through the program, who educated us as a club, but also as people. And even from a science perspective, we've got physics education and Ben Newsom, who are nationwide, their support. And we've got fantastic, players who just want to be a part of everything that we do. And also our board, from our board down, exec board, everyone's just invested in, community engagement. We know that for us to be successful, not only now in the short term, but for the future and I guess forever, even when I'm not here, when we are a 150-year-old club, we want to be known as a club that's come into the area of Western Sydney, embracing it, but also adding to the value of what exists today.
Yeah, Ali, do you mind telling us how much of New South Wales is, I suppose, within reach of the Giants? I know the club does a lot of work in Canberra because they play a couple games down there per year. So how much, I suppose, of New South Wales do the Giants cover?
Yeah, so we do play in Canberra. Also run a school-based program there called Science with Giants. We see over 3,000 kids in partnership with UNSW Canberra. And we've got a good team down there led by Jack. But at the same time, we're not limited. We're in Orange and Bathurst talking to, the business chamber on how we can support them with community engagement. Also, if we get requests all over New South Wales, we're ready to go. We also got Wagga, Riverina, and our players, and to their credit, and to credit of the football staff, try to, embrace communities with our community visits, in, all the areas that we have got in our region and our catchment.
Yeah, obviously, New South Wales is generally a predominantly, I suppose, rugby state, but AFL has started to obviously increase in popularity with both the Swans and the Giants. So how do you promote AFL as well as the Giants in a predominantly rugby state? How do you find that challenge?
I feel like Melbourne Storm in Victoria. it's a similar. No, look, to be honest with you, I just growing up in Western Sydney, and I'm going to be honest with you here. We did follow rugby league. We did play rugby league. We did play soccer as well. I embrace this opportunity with community to say, hey guys and girls, that there's an opportunity for you to play at the elite level now in AFL as well. So if you are a talented athlete, skills are transferable. If you're a good rugby league player, a good soccer player, and you don't make it, or you don't feel like that's where you want to go and you want to give AFL a go, mate, we're more than happy to have you come and trial. I guess for us as well, it's the system, the academy system that we've got in place, the opportunities that we've got in place to play football at elite level. I guess we're very fortunate, one of two clubs in Australia to have three teams: Giants netball, Giants women's team, and a Giants men's team. So it gives kids a real understanding of aspiration and where they can go to and what they can become. And for us, it's about making friends as well. Sometimes when you play a sport where all kids I guess, talented kids are dominating the sport, some kids feel left out. When you try a new sport, sometimes when there's 15 kids who try a new sport at the one time, it's a neutral playing field. There's not one kid dominating, so it gives kids, I guess, a great opportunity. Or for me, in general, my approach to it was, can I get involved in what they're doing from a community perspective, and then offer for them to get involved in what I'm doing. So if it's a gala day, if it's a trial, if it's just a come and try AFL day, then they are willing to participate because we're participating in what they're doing from a community perspective. Also, it's about getting kids active. It's not about the sport they play, and I'm always been a big believer. I'm not in a war against rugby league or rugby union or soccer. I'm just another sport here offering an opportunity for kids to play and be active. Because at the end of the day, if they're not active, then they're sitting at home doing nothing. And that's what we don't want.
Yeah, obviously we want to promote physical activity as much as possible. And obviously it seems like there's some great opportunities at the Giants, particularly with the academy. Obviously there's been a number of players who have come through that academy, get drafted into the system. Obviously the club had Tom Green through the academy last year, and he obviously got to play round one. So obviously that seems like there's great opportunities for people in Western Sydney. Ali, what are some of the other challenges that you're currently facing in your role at the moment, other than COVID-19?
COVID-19 multiplied by 10. No, but look, to be honest with you, it's just at the current moment, it's just a vast region that we cover, and try to get to sort of every place every time. And for me and for our department and for our club, it's about, I guess, being honest with people and not promising more than what we can deliver, and being straightforward. And for us, it's about enjoying it. And if you don't enjoy it, then why are we doing it? So we want community to enjoy what we offer. At the same time, we want to enjoy what we're doing. I guess the challenge for us, and like every other department, is you want to do so much, but and especially now with COVID-19, limited resources. You can only reach a certain amount of people. I know that we're very fortunate here, and we're very thankful to all our corporate support that allows us to reach every kid that we do reach. If it's about busing them in or getting a program delivered in their school, or providing them with a backpack, or providing them with some educational experience, we're very fortunate to that, or inviting them here to the club for an iftar, which we've run. And unfortunately this year, with Ramadan coming in on Friday, we won't run it this year. Or doing a Harmony Day or a Gala Day of some sort, Stephen Canellia Cup, Amanda Faruja Cup, all these. If it wasn't for the support of government or corporate support, we wouldn't be able to do it. So the more we can grow our supporter base, the more kids we can reach. And at the same time, and as you know, Callum, working at a sporting club, it's always hard to get extra headcount. But at the same time, it's about, I guess, showing people and assessing what we're doing and the impact that it does have. I know we've come a long way as an industry. I know when I first started AFL, we were talking about impact measures. How do we, I guess, assess it? So for us, the challenge would be always the evaluation model on what is the actual impact on our community investment. Because sometimes in your accounting, you can show numbers, but when you're in community, how do you show the spirit? How do you show the passion, the camaraderie, the commitment that community are providing clubs? That's the beauty of what we do, and that's our results. That's our impact. Like, for example, I've got friends of mine who are on the grassroots delivering hampers today that we've supported in a little capacity. But if you look at where the resources for the hampers have come from, they haven't come from government funding or a sort of funding network. It's actually come from people who own businesses who we've built relationships with, who donate their goods and services for the greater good of people who are vulnerable at this current moment. That's the beauty of community, and that's when you know you've been successful, is when you can give someone a call and say, hey, I need 25 packets of pasta, 60 packets of cheese. Would you like to support me? And they say, whatever you're doing, we're in for. And that's where you know you've been successful as a club and as a code and as people.
Yeah, obviously financial support is really important for any sporting club or sporting organisation. And obviously Port had a number of sponsors who were involved with their community programs. And it's obviously, you know, sometimes those funds can be hard to come by, but obviously if you're working with really good people and you've got really sustainable partners, that's going to go a long way to ensuring future success. Ali, how much work do the players do in the community? Obviously, you know, in Adelaide, our AFL players are really big role models for the community, and I'm sure it's something very similar in Western Sydney.
But our players, and hats go off to our players. They go over and beyond. It's not just about player hours or I've got player appearance. They will go over and beyond just to, I guess, provide opportunities to integrate with community. They love to be involved. They approach us about different ideas. We approach them about different ideas. But there's never one moment I've ever been at this club or since my start at the AFL where I've had a player saying, no, I don't want to do that or I don't want to do this or show some ego or arrogance. Never have I ever come across that. And that's why I'm blessed to be at this club. I'm blessed to be playing, to be working with this playing group that I've got. I've made some great friends along the way, but at the same time, they're willing to, I guess, provide support with everything that I'm doing or anything that I'm doing. And they'll always come and ask questions on how they can be involved. Even if it's not their play hour, like, for example, before COVID, me and Jeremy Finlayson were looking at a juvenile justice program, going in and just playing with kids inside juvenile justice, playing some footy, talk to them, motivating them, talk to them about resilience and, people make mistakes. How do you get through it? How do you come out the other side? Stephen Cornelio with his nutrition and harmony programs, his cup, Amanda Ferrugia with her cup. So there's a lot of different people who go over and beyond and now playing group. And like I said to you from the start, our hats go off to them. They always go over and beyond and always willing to help and be a part of anything that we're doing.
Yeah, obviously it seems like there's a really great culture at the Giants, and obviously the club's got obviously a men's AFL team, a women's AFL team, and a netball team as well. So I'm sure obviously that's really fantastic for the club, and obviously allows you to have a greater impact in the community. Ali, what are the plans for the club and the Giants Foundation in the future post COVID-19?
Oh, it's going to be a good time. I'll tell you that much. We want to come out of this, and we want to come out of this in a positive manner. We want to run the programs that we're able to run, and at the same time, we want to become creative, innovative on different approaches that we can take to, get online, and at the same time, still provide young kids opportunities to engage in the educational experiences that we have to offer. At the same time, and like Callum, at Port, we want to grow, our support, and our major, focus is taking partners on the same journey that we're going on. Talk to them about the social impact that they can have, and the journey, taking them hand by hand and saying, this is what we're doing, this is who we're supporting, these are the vulnerable families or disadvantaged communities that we're working with, this is what we're offering them, this is how they're benefiting. And for them to understand that their investment means something, it helps someone or makes a difference, that's the most important thing for us as a group, and for us, especially around our Giants Foundation.
Yeah, obviously, forgot to mention before, that's fantastic initiative by Jeremy Finlayson to come up with these sorts of programs. And it's obviously really fantastic to hear that players are having a strong input and obviously wanting to start and develop programs. For people who want to get involved with the Giants, whether it's potentially some casual work or some volunteering, what can they do? How can they get involved in the programs that the club's running?
Just reach out. My details are ali.faraj at gwsgiants.com.au, and that's ali.faraj at gwsgiants.com.au. And just reach out. I'm on LinkedIn as well, and I'm more than happy, even if people want to send through what they're interested in, then we can, obviously try to facilitate some sort of opportunity. Obviously, as you know, with COVID-19 at the moment, it's not much happening inside the club at the moment. Let's hope we get football back up and going in the near future, so we can, I guess, enjoy the players running around again.
Ali, thank you so much for joining us on Sports Isolated. Really appreciate your time, and it's been a fantastic insight for me and hopefully for our viewers at home who have been watching to learn about, obviously, the Giants and the really good work that you guys are doing in the community. And hopefully we can, start going back and delivering school visits, because that's a really important part of what the work that AFL clubs do in the community.
No, thank you, Callum, and I'll leave this with all clubs and all people, and whatever we do, people caring for people is most important in this time of need. We as a football club, we care for our people. We want to help. So if there's anyone in need or anyone that's vulnerable at the current moment, reach out to your local club, reach out to your state club or your national club, and seek that support. We're all here to help. Thank you, Callum, again.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Ali. For those of you who are watching at home, thank you so much for tuning in to Sports Isolated. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel to show your support, and we'll see you in the next video.